Hello, everyone, friends, enemies, lovers, and even rivals. I am your MC, your obedient servant, Eric. So happy to be back. This is episode 45 of Pendragon, year 505, part 1. As you can see, we have an extra guest, and I'm super excited. So let's go around. We'll save our extra guest for last. Gareth.
Hi.
Colin. How are you doing?
I just ate a sandwich, so I'm literally the best I will be for today. It's all downhill. Just climbed to get to the sandwich, had the sandwich. I'm ready for disappointment.
Well, we have ample servings of disappointment. No, who's not disappointing? Jim.
Yeah.
How you doing?
That's true. For sure. I'm doing good. Coming off of another couple of bad die rolls in a different game. So I'm hoping I worked off some bad mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to flub several rounds of firearms fire and BRP with an 80, but that's all right. I'm not bitter or anything like that. I'm looking to like really sink my teeth into Gorthrin because
we shall.
I just am. Yeah.
Hopefully you get a mighty morsel. Speaking of mighty morsels, Pruitt, welcome. Esteemed guest, colleague, friend. How you doing?
I'm doing good, although I am a little blue now that you reminded me of my stint as a Mighty Morsel Power Ranger. So I hope to, uplift my spirits tonight with some good, clean Christian fun as we go back in the into time itself. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to play. Sorry if I sound hollow. I'm in a giant empty room.
No, you're great.
My stuff doesn't get here till the 6th.
Hey. So it's okay. So happy to have you here. All right, so today's poem or stanza for our session is a good one. Again, Billy Shakes, but it's just a stanza from Othello, and it's, "O thou invisible spirit of wine, if thou hast no name to be known by, let us call thee devil." So, because I imagine we're spending a lot of time feasting today.
Oh God, this is the perfect session.
Yes. I made the mistake with Charlie. Rest in peace. we didn't have a solid feast time, and I think it's improper to play a game of Pendragon without having a feast.
Certainly.
To be clear, Charlie is still alive.
Yes.
That was
yes.
metaphorical. Okay.
Yes. That was Keith. Sorry.
We don't kill our guests here. Okay. Yep. Go on. Just DMing stuff now.
Okay. So a couple opening scenes from my random rolls. Sorry I didn't stream my prep, everybody. Turns out to be just a lot of me listening to Britney Spears and just going through and generating a bunch of NPCs for houses. So I sorry. I didn't think it would be as riveting content as you all are used to, than me just being deep in a spreadsheet. But anyways, we do have some solo scenes to do at the start here, and I'm gonna start with Gareth. All right. So it is the late winter, early spring of 404/405. And some rumors have been trickling back to you, some unsettling rumors since the battle. And you're not sure where they're coming from as far as like who's the originator of it. However, there is some rumor that your spouse has been improper to you. Angarad is rumored to have a lover who's Sir Fraid of Normanton. A different Sir Fraid, everybody.
New Fraid. All right.
New Fraid. New year, new Fraid. Okay?
We lost some Fraids. We got to bring in some Fraids.
Yeah.
It's the cycle of Fraid. It's like carcinization, but with Fraids instead of crabs.
Yes. He is a bachelor knight, so he resides in Sarum for the most part. Normanton is not his ancestral home. It's not in fiefdom, or it's the main manor of Lord Rufus. So it's not like his for keeps, but he's been there, but largely staying around Sarum. And yeah, they've been spied going out riding together. This is not the euphemistic riding. This is the literal riding.
I figured. Yeah. Okay.
So that's something to deal with. Angarad denies it, but hasn't been fully truthful.
Okay.
You know they've been riding out north, past like Amesbury area,
Mm-hmm.
but they haven't really said much because that's kind of where like Normanton is, right?
Right.
But they insist nothing bad has happened.
Mm-hmm. I think Gareth would be, especially if if there's the suspicion that they're still withholding.
Yeah.
Gareth would be like, I need you to understand, what pleasures you may take are pleasures that we both may take. And I would not deny you appetites.
My love, this was not a mortal appetite, but something different. But you have convinced me that maybe I should come forward with where my heart has been lately. And, well, it was during the rides with Sir Frey that, well, I came a little enamored with Stonehenge, and I was just afraid to bring it up because I know how maybe unchristianly it may be of me to, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I'd talk to you about it, especially after I can't find your chess set.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still missing, by the way. It's like been a year.
I will not pretend that I would not prefer that you had taken a lover, but one's soul is one's own remit. I should suggest perhaps spending time at Chalderton. They have a set of standing stones that are closer to home.
And what should I do to quash these rumors? Because I don't want to go to Easter and have you deal with any of this trash.
Well, I've been dealing with trash for much of my life. Leave the rumors to me.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So then we can frame that when we get to Easter. Gorthrin. Slight little update for you after some rolls. So, after the Battle of Alder's Gap last year, you bonded a little bit with a Sir Nimue. I will write that down to you. Of Sherrington. She's about 40 years of age, and she is known for her fairy lore. So she has been, so you can imagine there were some times maybe after the battle and stuff, she just kind of regaled you with a couple things about like, your stones in your house or whatever, like that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since then, some correspondence has continued, and you may consider her as a friend. You can call on her for assistance or help in any of your endeavors in the future. But it's kind of a casual friend. They're not gonna duel for you or anything.
Sure, a compatriot.
Yeah, but you earned a compatriot this year.
Sweet.
Cool. And then Sir Clidno. For you, your cousin Bryn has come to breakfast this fine morning to tell you that part of your stables nearly collapsed. But don't worry, they got Guer, your established carpenter, to fix it. Basically, behind the scenes, you got a calamity that happened to you. I had to roll in the property destruction, but it wasn't lasting when I got your stables. So Bryn is, you're eating some sort of like fine, like cold ham or something like that, some nice leftovers. And I guess maybe your cousin's like, do you think this was maybe deliberate? And what's kind of going through your head? Like, do you think this was maybe like sabotage from your half brother? Do you think this is like a test from God, or someone else trying to cause you harm, or just bad luck?
Well, I would trust that it is my cursed half-brother who might be behind it more than the Lord our God. He's already tested me enough this season. But what was the manner of damage? Was it fire? Did it just collapse? Is there evidence of foul play?
It was a faulty plank for sure, but evidence. It broke. I'll have to ask.
It did not look sawed through, though.
Yeah, I could ask Guer about it.
Please do.
Yeah. And then, sure. Guer comes back and says that It was a clean break, so it could be evidence that something might have tried to, that it was not an act of God or anything like that. It could have been sabotage. Well, Guerre's like, well, I wasn't the one who built this. It looks like this place could have been due for some repairs for some time, but based on a cut like that, I don't know. It could have been battle damage. It looks like it maybe took an axe to it or something.
An axe can fell a tree or a stable,
Mm.
but it is usually intentional.
You're lucky that your coursers were already out in the fields when this came down, though.
Yes, very.
Yeah, I can get this fixed for you in a little bit, and I'll also keep that extra space available. Is it true that your brother should be bringing? Sorry, and he looks to you like half brother. Should be bringing over that hunting courser promised to your father. Do you think he's still coming through with that, or should I take the rest of the day off?
Well, I will certainly ask him when next I see him, but I don't trust my half-brother for most things.
Cool. Quick wipe to your half-brother and his entourage coming up with that courser, though. In tow, though, along with him and an entourage, is his wife. And he comes over and meets you. His name is Sir Kinfan, right?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it.
Kinfan, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't really look that much alike at all. But he does show up here, and your eyes obviously more go towards his wife, who is not really bidding you much mind. This is sort of a one-sided amour. But anyways, Kinfan shows up to you and says, well, here's Dodger, as promised to our dad. And he's kind of like, doesn't want this to turn into too much because he knows how spoiled this is, but a promise is a promise. What say you?
You managed to keep this one.
Well, what happened to your stables?
I don't know. They appear to have fallen, though they do not seem in disrepair.
Well, hopefully
it happened before Dodger.
Yes. It's indeed very fortunate. Well, when you come to inherit this manor, I'm sure you'll bring this place to better repair.
Yes. Quite.
Good. Well, perhaps you can have me over sometime, or maybe perhaps you could visit me at Buckholt. I can promise you our stables are secure and in good repair. It's only
good.
Half a day's ride.
Yes. One should tend to their stables.
Yeah. Good. And our bellies. We just rode over here. We're kind of hungry. What do you have? And we go to food. But
Yes.
Okay. But they're tense. Yeah. So he's here. He's trying to be nice, but I like that you're being suspicious, and he's also kind of being cold too while being nice. You know, it's kind of that awkward experience of kind of like post like funereal, dislikes of somebody, but you're still kind of have to be there kind of thing. There's definitely that sort of thing. And
we just had Christmas, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christmas.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So those are the quick little spring scenes. Is there anything anybody wants to do beforehand as a chance to be proactive before we go to the Easter feast and you all get set up?
Yes, actually. There is, to Gareth's mind, some unfinished business over in Wessex, because that's gonna happen one way or the other. So Gareth wants to put out feelers about how to get them to the negotiating table.
Okay. Yeah. About some sort of like non-aggression treaty kind of situation.
Yeah, I don't get, neither Gareth nor Colin presumes this is the end of it, especially since we killed the dude's son.
Yeah.
To my thinking, that will either break someone's spirit or make them double down.
Correct.
So, he wants to try and insert himself into that somewhere to try and avoid another battle of Alder Gap.
Sure. Yes. So let's say you're writing towards I guess to Lord Rofus, imploring that, hey, we should have a meeting about this, right?
Yeah.
And rather than
Yeah.
and not waiting towards Easter here.
Yeah.
So can you go ahead and give me a so Morgan's going to be the one writing this for you.
Oh yeah.
So, but you're gonna be trying to probably. Are you doing like an intrigue? Like, listen, this is important. Like real ugly truth, kind of real politicking it. So you'll be rolling intrigue here, or would you be rolling a compose or a courtesy test? And basically,
absolutely real politic.
Okay.
I'm either this new Earl is going to prove some metal, or he's gonna fucking listen to me, and we'll find out one way or the other.
Okay. So go ahead and test your intrigue for me.
Intrigue. It's now on the first page.
So this,
have to flip.
yeah. Just so you know, this is going to augment a roll by Morgan because Morgan's going to be translating it to. Cool. So Morgan's going to get +5 to this composure test. So can you roll at an 18?
Compose. So I'll do plus
and
8 on that. Boom.
Perfect. Okay. So the missus is delivered, and the Lord will be willing to take you at your word here and have a discussion about it before the feast. So we can kind of simulate that here.
Okay.
So you basically you can have a one-on-one with a Lord who's obviously very busy. It's kind of like an Aaron Sorkin walk and talk situation through the halls of Sarum, right? Lots of people are talking, lots of people moving around. All of the Great Hall celebration stuff for Easter coming down the line, and obviously the coronation or not coronation. Is it coronation for an Earl? Coronation, I guess, for the Earl. Basically, the Bishop, Bishop Roger has been the one who's said, like, for stability's sake, it's going to be him. It's way better than the Earl of, I guess the Baron of Windsor, who is technically Ellen's mom's side of the family. Like you were taking a half brother over, the mom's
sort of
side of the family, like
kind of the reverse of what we had with Silchester, where the church is not disavowing the sort of legality of the investiture. They're saying, no, this is cool, everything's fine here. Don't look.
Yeah, exactly. Now, just so you all know, though, it's not a cut deal that while like the bishop we're going to recognize this here. Other people have claims to this. The strongest would probably be King Nantitalad of Astrologus. He's off to the side. He's just been fighting Malahut to the north. We haven't really heard what happened to him there. So that's he could possibly kind of show up and just be like, well, it's mine by right, like in that kind of claim. Following which the Baron of Windsor, again, that was Count Roderick's wife's side of the family. Yeah. That could have, like, technically they could have a small claim to it, and then Duke Ulfius might also just kind of like sphere of influence, kind of just
honestly,
like
that would be the one that I like. It's so weird for Gareth to prefer Silchester influence now, but like Duke Ulfius, solid bro.
Expect some sort of envoy from that side, right? If not also
it.
From Nantalad, depending on how things are going for them. Like, he's talking about this while you guys are walking through. Like, God, I mean, it's one thing for the church to accept me, but it doesn't seem like the rest of mankind will be willing to. But anyways, speaking of the worst of mankind, what should we be doing about Wessex, my friend? Unless you're like walking to the war room.
If we have another victory like Alder Gap, we shall be ruined. And to that point, you need to negotiate with the King of Wessex to preserve Salisbury such as it is. If it is God's will that Ulfius comes down, or King Nantalad, or even the Baron asserts their claim, then they shall have to take up the mantle of protecting Salisbury, and blessed be they for it. But until that time, you are Salisbury, whether we want it, whether you want it. A strong presence at the negotiating table, setting terms. We have won some breathing room, but not much.
I do not know. I wish I could measure this king. The loss of a son like that. Do you think that has turned him to madness? Do you think that will introduce some sort of reason to him?
To tell with Saxons?
Indeed. You're the one who spent time with them, even though, I don't know, they're all the same.
Well,
I doubt that Brentwater would take kindly to their inability to achieve results.
if nothing else, the Saxon notions of strength, that one's skill at arms and success on the battlefield prove one's worth to lead. That is what gives us breathing room. He shall have to prove himself again in one way or the other. Whether he shall try to prove himself again on us remains to be seen, and I would like, with your leave, to explore whether that is a possibility coming our way.
Well, Sir Gareth, I've come at a short-handed about my number of councilmen. I'll be appealing, or not. Sorry, you wouldn't say appealing. Would be anointing? No, not coordinating. Appointing. Thank you. I'll be appointing new Castellans in the few weeks' time. As you know, you should be expecting Sir Clidno and a couple others, but I'm afraid that we'll be dealing with so many things in the internal affairs of the body of Salisbury that I'm not sure how much we can spend or devote. You being one of the long-standing members, I'd like you to take Sir Lycus and a few others, your picks, and be my emissary on this mission. Can you do that?
I shall.
Perfect. All right. And you'll set off sometime around summer. Consider this being your what's the word for loyal service? Your 40 days.
Probation.
Right. Yeah, your 40, not your probation. It's your feudal tax, right?
Yeah.
Of service.
Sir, yep, okay. My homage.
Right. So in other words, yeah, your homage. In other words, you don't have to go on patrol or do anything like that and stuff. This will be however long it takes. Basically, it's going to be a 2-week trip, and you could, instead of your 4-week stuff for it.
Okay.
But it's not really like a vacation for you. It's because you're going to have to be doing a bunch of stuff with your own affairs.
I've become the Saxon guy, is the thing.
It's kind of true. You are kind of the Saxon guy. You're the Saxon speaker. Cool. So I think you were the only one who wanted to do something and be proactive here. Other things to do could be like, hey, taking the trip to try to get the sword from the stone.
Yeah, that's what Gorthrin's going to do. After his little, his funeral, his eulogy for his father, Gorthrin's gone around and, amongst the newly knighted, the esquires in arms and the like, sticking on this point of like, we need a leader. We can't just sit around waiting for the Saxons or some other king to come pick us off. We need someone to unite us against our threats, that kind of thing. He's very passionate about it. And so to put his money where his mouth is, he's going to go to London. He's going to draw that sword from the stone.
Well, you certainly won't be alone in doing that. Quite a handful of knights from Salisbury will be heading out there. This has been a long-standing, almost like a myth is being developed around here, where that the one who can pull that sword is destined for kingship, to be the next Pendragon, even. This is some random sword that appeared in a stone around the year, 498?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
It's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, so it's been around for a bit, but the myth has been kind of snowballing, and no one's been able to pull this sword. But all your young folks, they can see. Some people have even you've been hearing from smaller towns and things like that in terms of secession. Like, hey, the one who can pull the sword can get this, right, between the two brothers, like as a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't be alone, aka Sir Clidno, if you wanted to come along with that.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like, well, that seems like a good way to get some glory.
Would Sir Kinfan also join you?
Might as well. I mean, we are here together for the feast coming up. So,
Is
would
it like
his full retinue be coming, or just him?
No, somewhat more than just you two. So yeah, some of your men at arms, your classic traveling companions. You can almost imagine like a group of 30 of you. Maybe like 10 knights and the rest of you all like your best friends and stuff like that. Your squires are all coming out.
But not his beautiful wife.
No.
Okay.
No.
Is this like a polite invitation that went wrong? Like you
Yeah.
Like Clidno just extends like, oh, you know, if you want to come, and is like, yeah, I'll come. It's like,
Which sounds great.
Well,
London,
I-
sure.
Good,
The Saxons are doing lovely things with it.
Also of note, I think because the Saxons kind of controlled London at this point here, they've kind of let you all do this, just because it's entertaining for them to watch you all try to do this. To be honest with you, because no one's done it. Again, I want to emphasize that while the Saxons, they did not loot London after they conquered it, right? Because they actually ended up what do you call it? Just kind of opening their doors instead of having a full siege, because they brought over the engineers. And again, like the Saxons aren't as like quote unquote barbaric, you know, as we've been seeing. They've been more and more being adopting Kimric culture, and this sort of syncretism of beliefs has been kind of here. And they're kind of just, there's sort of like this sort of mutual thing where they're kind of like running the city per se, right, with a lot of established figureheads here. It's not great. It's like being in an occupied place, right? Like it's not, I'm not going to sugarcoat it there, but it's not also like London is completely on fire and destroyed, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like marching through the DMZ right now.
Yeah. It's certainly tense, but it's also like, is this early spring? No one's doing any warfare at this point, right? It's way too cold, and everyone's coming off of, their winter and doing everyone's familial duties. Maybe when things warm up, things might change. But right now, it's sort of like the battle lines are pretty well established. London is in Saxons' hands. Saxons can't really progress much further. They've been pushed back the past year, sorry, their attack has been blunted over the past year, and it's sort of just that kind of stalemate. So yeah, the kind of a DMZ kind of situation is kind of exactly what's afoot here. So they'll let you all through, and so this is outside, a little bit of outside of London, maybe like 30 minutes out. Sort of in a low-hanging reservoir that might have been filled with water at some point. There's been stone. There's encampments encircling it. It's almost like a marketplace. This has become sort of like, a traveling destination. And you can see the Saxons, Londonites, I don't know what the word would be for Londoners, and Silchester folks kind of commingle about this area with sort of like some semi-formal or semi-regular process for trying to get in line to pull this sword. They say that to use both hands. You're allowed to pray to whatever god you want to, right? There's a couple of rules like that, but you will get one try, and then you have to give up and let the nice person in line go.
That's how many people are here to pull it. They've got to like set up a turnstile kind of thing.
Enterprising London merchants are kind of here to like make money.
Gotcha. All right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
they're here to
more
fleece
like
a
foods.
yokel.
Yes. They're
I imagine like Gorthrin saying that without a hint of irony.
Right.
Like, oh, look at all these Silchester yokels gonna get fleeced.
Right.
Anyway, I'm from Salisbury.
Come on.
Who wants to
Like
be the
those
first one to
soft
step up?
Silchesters.
This is not by glory, so you all can choose amongst yourselves who will be the first one to go.
Gorthrin is going to step forward ahead of any other precedents. Eager.
Lindo is in his morning prayers right now.
All right.
How long does it take us to get here? A few days, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been traveling for like a week or so. Again, this is probably like early March or so, right?
Pre-Easter?
Yeah, this is definitely before Easter. You need to be back before Easter.
Okay.
For the
I
record,
didn't figure we'd be in London for Easter.
yeah, like it's pretty chilly, right? It's a light breeze. It's about like 10 degrees Celsius or so, right? It's not raining, right? So you picked a good time to come. It's between the showers, but it's your test here.
All right.
So pulling the sword from the stone, you are going to have to try and do. Let's see, what would be the number here? I don't think it should be. I think it's just a D20.
Just a straight D20 roll.
Yeah, I'm reading it. You can do the right number. Yeah. I mean, it should be a
Like a
strength test.
Strength test.
Yeah, let's do strength. Okay. So, is anyone cheering for Gorthrin?
I mean, he would have brought as many people who would, he would have brought his boys if he has any boys.
Mhm.
Yep.
You certainly do. Your children friends that you grew up with, your men at arms, and so Nista's probably here as well, but probably Nista's kind of just,
Right.
slow clapping, not really hyping you up, right?
Sure.
It's like a mini Canterbury Tales, really,
Mhm.
is what I'm thinking. Is like you've got the Reeve, you've got the Friar, you've got
Yep.
sauced up clerk.
He's living it up.
Yeah.
He's like 18 and a knight. Got his own house.
Would
So-
Sir Clindo know of Gorthrin other than just on the trip?
Yeah, you would know of Gorthrin, but you would mostly know him by proxy through his father.
So young and up and comer.
Yeah,
Familiar story.
You know his father very well. Sir Erwin was a longtime companion to Colin's character, Sir Gareth. Sir Erwin has been most notable for his heroic sacrifice in the battle that your dad also died in. You would also be... Yeah, you pretty much know everything from his dad. And apparently, the legacy continues on with him. He's supposed to be prolific at battle and, being a good statistician.
He's also 13 feet tall. Right?
Yeah, and
he's huge.
He's as big as a
10,
Kimmer
11,
boy
12
can
feet
get.
tall.
Yeah, so again,
like a Viking giant.
Yeah, and
sorry.
kind of is, and I feel like maybe some folks say he's got some giant blood in him, kind of thing, from the Saxons around him, as they kind of give away. And you are by far one of the biggest, strongest folks around to do this, and you pull as hard as you can, and the sword does not budge an inch. You do not slip and make a fool of yourself, but you exert yourself as hard as you can, and you strain against as you try to draw this sword from the stone, and it does not move. Give yourself 100 glory. As people cheer for you, I feel like there's someone around who one of your friends throws a drink in your hand and be like, "Hey, nice try, man."
Oh yeah, no, he's not
We know it's a trick. No one can pull the sword.
right. I mean, how many did we watch before Gorthrin's turn? It's fine. That's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
People
have a
twice
drink.
your age, yeah, right. Folks twice your age have been doing this stuff. Completely roided out of their mind, looking guys, right?
Yeah, Sir Clindo would follow up immediately, greeting Sir Gorthrin and maybe give him a hero's, clasp, well done, brother, kind of thing, before stepping up to the stone.
Hell yeah! All right. So what does it look like as you try to draw this sword from the stone? Is it is it a religious thing? Is there a prayer where oh Lord, please give me this thing to do this, or is it just is it me? What's going through your head? Where's this strength coming from for you?
Oh, for Clindo, he believes that where there are deep valleys, there are also the highest peaks, and the Lord provides all of those things. As he says a quick prayer, remembering his father and mother and fallen older brother, and he, I don't know, maybe most people try to pull it out like this. He prays over the sword as he's holding, as it sits there like the cruciform figure that he prays to at home in the church.
Yeah.
And as he says amen, he begins to try to extract the sword.
Test your strength, my friend.
No input value, I'd assume.
Oh God. You pull so hard, and you think you feel it budge, but it's your grip as your feet give way and you slip. Can you test dexterity for me?
Oh, you want to roll low, don't you?
Yeah.
This is Price is
okay.
Right.
I was
Roll
like,
under.
yes!
I'm
Price is
sorry.
Right.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Rolling is this is Price is Right style, where you want to roll under or as close to your stat as possible.
Gotcha.
Just handed Pruitt a die and just told him to row it.
Yeah, I
Just
totally
roll it.
did.
It's fine.
Honestly, that's completely on my end here. I didn't tell you. Okay, so you don't make a fool of yourself or anything or slip into the mud, right? But you certainly feel exasperated and defeated and a little bit abandoned as the sword did not choose you. But go ahead and receive 100 glory for your attempt.
It's all right. None of these people
Yeah.
have been able to pull it. I don't know who put this thing here. What does it look like? What does the sword look like? Because we don't know it's Excalibur, right?
No.
Okay.
No. In fact, you remember seeing Excalibur, right?
Sure.
You helped retrieve Excalibur. Well, no, you didn't. I guess
Erwin did, but he would have been
here,
around.
Right?
Gareth did not come. Gareth's got work to do.
So then you have no idea.
Yeah, okay, we have no idea.
Yeah, you were.
Gorthon wouldn't have been around when Uther had it. He would have been like 4.
I'm gonna roll a d6 on a 4, 5, or 6. Someone's here that could like help you who's older. Nope. You all are too young to remember Uther holding that Excalibur.
Yeah, let's just lean into the cosmic irony.
Yeah.
There's no idea. Yeah. It's a shabby looking sword anyway. Come on. That's not a sword for a king.
Yeah.
Bah.
Probably break on its first stroke.
Easily. Let's have a drink.
Especially a stroke from these guns.
What are these guns you speak of? What sorcery is this?
So, all right. So you guys have a good time. You learn a couple new Saxon slang words along the way.
Yeah.
You drink heavily into the mead. You have a good time before returning over for your Easter duties. And now we get to do the highlight of, I think the game is just how much we love our feasts.
Yeah,
it's so good.
We get to do our feast games. So would one of you like to describe to Pruitt here about the feast process?
Okay. Yes, gladly. It all starts where you have to find out if you're pretty enough to sit at the good table. Once you know whether you're pretty enough to sit at the good table, that'll tell you how much geniality you accrue. Little coins that show how vibing you are. Like the harder you vibe, the better. The better your seat at the table, the better you can vibe. Each round, you have the option to do a bunch of shit that we never do, or draw cards, and that's what we're gonna do. They're
fun.
The things you can do, you can get drunk, and you can try to get glory for that. You can roll some intrigue or some kind of courtesy, kind of diplomacy, gathering gossip, intrigue, kind of fulfilling
flirting.
Yeah, lots of things you can do.
Yeah, but the feast deck, the cards that you draw, you get, if you choose to draw cards, you draw like 2 or 3 and choose between them, and they are just like random events, and they're fucking wild. They're great.
Yes.
Shit, you'll get into a fight with other knights. A stable boy will try and seduce you. You'll try and start a drinking game. It's
the magic of the game for sure.
It
lives in the cards. And you have 3,000 glory. Is that enough for 2 cards? It's enough for 2, but not enough for 3. So are we gonna see the whole gamut? Are we? Gorthrin.
Yeah, I don't know if Gorthrin has more than 1,000 glory, but he has not been knighted yet. I'm assuming that's happening this year.
It's based on glory. It's not based on knighthood.
Okay, so that he has a cool 1K.
Yep. So you'll be getting a card.
Everybody's like, this fucking squire. Who does he think he is?
Yeah. Let's see here then. So yeah, it's based on how glory is also sort of this game's renown, Prue. So like the more glory you accrue after a certain amount, like it's typically like every 1,000 or so, you get to be more well known. By about 4,000, you kind of have a nickname. You're kind of known for somebody. Like Sir Gareth is known as the Dauntless.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
8,000, you're extraordinary. Like people know everyone. If you go to Silchester nearby again, like people would like, oh, that's you. You're so and so, right?
Celebrity.
But anyone like 3,000 and below though, you're just a random, I don't know, maybe like 12-person once a week Twitch streamer named Eric Vulgaris. No one's heard of. All right. So that you just have good friends, but no one else knows you writ large. That's how that works. Okay.
Just in time.
All right. So let's do our appearance tests.
Yep.
Oh, we got food.
Well.
Oh, speaking of food. Yeah, speaking of food.
Let's see what we got.
Look at that. All right, so the feast. This will be a 3-round feast. Roasted salmon and wine sauce. Roasted coney hens and roasted.
one.
Oh, we got the birds. We got the
Roast
birds
eagle.
today.
Yeah, you're the birds. Wait, isn't Coney rabbit?
We got all three. We got fish. We got game.
Oh yeah, it is.
We
So
got
it is.
birds.
Yeah, Coney Garth. Yeah, it's rabbit.
So when you said we got birds, we have one bird and then also a fish and a rabbit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw the eagle.
They're all. Behold, a bird.
I'm gonna put the scotch over here. Salmon, coney. Yep, those are birds.
I could go
Those
for
birds.
any one of these. I could go for.
All right.
All right.
No, wait, no, Gareth. Oh, we've got to completely change how we do things now because Gareth is
Gorthrin.
first in all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gareth has the higher glory.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're gonna test you first.
So you may recall, Gareth got real fucked up at Battle of Alder Gap. Not just emotionally. I lost a full 2 points from my appearance. I'm no longer Hot Boy. In fact, I don't think, I'm not even sure I'm a Silver Fox. I might be a Silver Fox still. We'll see.
There you go.
Okay, success.
Do you think these rumors of Angarad cheating you? Do you think that's kind of related to your appearance? Do you take it that way or no? You were near the salt, by the way, my friend.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember if I said this. I imagine yes, my character did get messed up. You know, Gareth can no longer sit up straight. That's just not in the cards anymore, right? He walks with a distinct limp. But I think the drop in appearances as much how he comports himself now. Like he always looks tired, right? He's no longer looks full of energy and verve. He looks like a tired old man now.
Love it. I
He
need to
remains.
update. Yeah, I need to update your character token to age you up a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So then we have our next. Sir Clidna would be next. You're going to be testing your appearance here, and I believe it's started up for you.
It is.
If you want to, you have. So I haven't declared how much money you have, but if you think you would have spent extra money to look especially nice this year, you can spend up to as a Castellan to be. I would say up to 5 for a +5 bonus on this roll if you want to your appearance.
Yeah. That's getting the good silks from Normandy. That's
Yeah.
I think.
Like, did you pick up some bolts of cloth while you were over in London?
Yeah, I would think he would, because he would want to make a good impression to secure what is his God-given right, which is to be Castellan. So yeah, I will definitely spend the extra dough.
Okay. Yeah, so you can spend up to +5 to get. It's a 1-to-1 basis, so how much Librum you spend would be equal to it up to maximum of 5. To give you an idea, 1 Librum is like a year's worth of stuff.
See, I think he's probably a little conservative with that. So he'd spend. I'm going to spend 2. I'll get a +2 bonus.
Yeah. So you're not going for the full gold filigree, but you got the nice stuff.
Yeah.
Not the ostentatious stuff.
Mod 2.
nice.
Well, nice. Funnily enough, if you didn't,
I know.
buy it,
I'm
you would have
angry at
critted.
myself right now.
You would have literally critted. Sometimes that happens. You are also near the salt, which means each round you'll be accruing 1 geniality. The idea here is that in the medieval feasts, all of the highest table got all the really good salt, and then the quality of the salt degrades the further you get away from the high table. And so it's all about your proximity to the salt.
Salt must flow. Yes.
Yes. All right, Sir Gorthrin.
All right. So, money spent on a prior year's jewelry does not add to it's like
It ages out.
It ages out. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to like half or something, like degrade at a half year. I abbreviated that stuff for Pruitt as a Castellan. Like he's richer than you all.
Sure.
So that's why I'm kind of giving him the leeway here. We're not following the rules per se, but
Yeah. No, I was just curious because I had written.
Yeah.
I guess I'm keeping track of how much jewelry they have, even if it doesn't benefit me every feast. That's fine.
Yep. And I think I said it at the very start, but for those who are trickling in, Prue is playing Sir Clidno, who is the youngest son, the third son of Sir Elad. Sorry, third son. Well, if, technically second. I don't know. Ask him, because there's a half-brother situation that's slightly older than you.
If possible, I'll spend 2 Libra on some jewelry, give myself a bonus.
Yeah.
The second and a half oldest son, or youngest son.
Half oldest. Castellan to be.
I love that Gorthron is more
Gorthron.
flippant with your money.
Yeah. Gorthron's failed. He's
Oh.
Yeah, could have been worse.
Did Gorthron
Below the
like
salt.
spent money at the gaudy shops, not the good
Yep.
shops?
Yeah. He got caught up with some London merchants, ended up somewhere he shouldn't have been. Came away with cheap stuff.
I love it.
Yeah. Cod pieces
Looks
are all
good,
the rage
right?
this
Like
year.
a clown
Right.
mask. Looks real good, right?
That's so 480.
Goosh.
Maybe it was Pedrock's dad.
Getting revenge. Sorry, that's a
revenge.
deep cut. Sorry, Prue. Yeah, there's a lot of deep cuts in here. That goes back to
Yeah.
yeah. That goes back
This
to a
guy knows.
long-standing. Yeah, he ended up being a squire to a London son of a rich merchant, and basically that rich merchant is dad. It's got the comeuppance on his son here. I love that. I'm making a note of that. Pedrock's dead, by the way.
Yeah,
So
Pedrock's
everything-
dead.
Yeah.
the person that you squired is dead, but yeah.
I think
It was
half of
live
my
revenge.
squires are dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
If you can't
Are
be
any of my
petty,
squires alive? Barrel lived.
Barrel's alive.
Yeah. The
But
one
we can
squire I
assume
don't
that-
like anymore.
But we can assume that the hall this year is like half as full as it usually is. Or is it?
It's gotta be a lot
The high
of young.
table certainly is. Yeah, there's a lot of younger faces.
Yeah.
The oldest face here is Sir Lycus, and Sir Lycus is probably 68 at this point.
He was old when we were young.
Yeah, he was old when y'all were young.
Yeah,
He's
he was
super
the
old.
wolf.
He is 2 marshals ago. Your dad replaced him as marshal, right?
Yep.
And he's been kind of around. He's kind of like a Sir Barristan-y figure, right? Where he sort of like helps train. He calls you all pups, right?
He trains the squires. Almost every squire in Salisbury has been terrified of Lycus at one point or another. Like,
Yeah.
when you have to go to Sarum to learn how to swing a sword, it's Lycus who's yelling at you. You never forget him.
Literally everyone. He's a legend. He's an
And
absolute legend.
Clidno will make a point to go and, cheer his old mentor.
Now, I don't know if we established whether Lycus has any family. Like heirs.
He does, but he's also not a Castellan.
Right. He was a marshal, not a Castellan.
Yeah, I don't have I mean,
Right,
I don't have any like family tree for him, but like I can generate some people.
No worries.
If it's
It's
interesting.
just something I was wondering.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he absolutely would have stuff. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I like to think that he's been married for this entire time.
She just never comes to the feasts.
All right. So by order of glory, Sir Gareth, you go first.
Hell yeah.
What's your glory account right now? 7,000 something.
7,400 and change.
Okay, so you're
Somewhere
at
in
the
there. I'm
you're at
close.
the-
I'm getting close to that 8,000. If I can live to the 8,000 mark,
Just got it.
4 cards.
choice nuggets.
4
You're a
cards.
first round draft pick, just waiting to be.
Yeah.
8,000
All
glory
right.
is 4 cards. Pick one. That's incredible. But
Yeah.
we're living with the 3 cards here. So
Here
there's
we
a
go.
feast deck. I'll tell you how this works when it's your turn.
Yep.
Prue?
So I've
But we
chosen
draw
to
these
draw
cards.
cards, and I have my
You'll pick
choice.
one. Yeah.
I choose one. In the top left corner is how much geniality I earn from the card. Additionally, because I'm near the salt, I automatically get 1 geniality. Geniality is 2 purposes. One, it turns into glory at the end of the feast. So 1 point of geniality becomes 10 glory. So like that's how you get glory out of the feast. 2, it adds to your skill checks during. Like, if you make a flirting check during the feast, you add your geniality as a bonus. Because if you're vibing, everyone wants in on the party.
Yeah. I have a handout for it, but like I'm not going to expect you to read it, so I'm just going to copy and paste it into chat here. So, it's an ongoing bonus or penalty to one's appearance and courtly skills listed above or listed below that. At the end of the feast, you gain 10 glory per point accrued.
Cool.
So, if any of those come up, they're kind of important. Like, intrigue comes up a lot. I don't think romance is invented yet.
This one intrigues me. Old friends.
An older knight who was a friend of your father tells you some good
Friend of
story.
my father. That's the part that intrigues me, because
Yeah.
we've never explored much of what Gareth's relationship was to his father, except when he was young, it was resentful, right? He was like, Hector wasted his opportunities for glory.
Is it Sir Lycus? I feel like it's someone. No, they weren't there when he died, right?
Well, no, was anyone? He was on garrison duty. It was not even a good death. Yeah.
No. Some Saxons attacked when he was on garrison duty. I'm looking for anyone old right now. Literally, oh god.
I mean, it could very well be like Wellis, right? My
The oldest people don't reside in my list of NPCs. Literally, don't reside in Salisbury. Like the oldest person in Salisbury, besides Lycus the Wolf at 69, is like Sir Lewel. No, he's dead. No, he's not.
Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop Rogers probably, but he wasn't there. But he probably knows about Hector. Do you want to do the bishop? Do you want to do? I mean, Ferumbus is pretty fucking old.
Ferumbus is old. But I'm actually okay having it be like someone totally out of context for our stuff. Like, this is kind of an out of the blue thing of like an older knight being like, Gareth, and like, sometimes I see your dad, and it's like, my father. No one knew my father. He was a nobody in Salisbury. And this guy's like, well, he was a nobody. I got some stories to tell you.
I love that.
But I have to test love of family, which, according to my sheet, is actually like a 19. Don't know when that happened. Oh no, that's loyalty lord. Never mind. Success.
Easy.
So on a success.
Sounds like your father. He did garrison duty. No, remember, there was when your father was created, there were some strange circumstances around him. And remember, your family, your life is still sort of orbiting around. There's still some outstanding mysteries between your half brother, what he knew, right, who you killed.
Yep.
There are some things that are still going around that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and so this guy asks to stay with me. And I've got to pay 3 Libra a year for 1d6 years.
Holy shit.
But I'm going to do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 right now to determine the years, and I'll generate this man.
2 years.
Do we have an idea of who he is? He's obviously not a knight. Or if he is, he's like retired.
I imagine he's a retired knight, maybe.
Okay. I'll make a note to generate him for next session, but
yeah. But just like probably down on his luck, honestly. If he's asking to stay with me, it's down on his luck, and I'm like, I would like to hear more about my father. So that's
I got loads of stories.
2. You get 1 and 1, 2. Boom.
Yeah, that extra glory there.
That's my turn. So now, that's my turn. Next, most glorious is Sir Clidno.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you said I could draw 2 cards?
Yes, you can draw 2 cards and pick one.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and do it. I was thinking about doing it since I know that my half-brother is a lecherous hump. I was thinking about challenging him to a drinking contest to see if he would hit on a barmaid and lose favor with his wife. But that seems a little treacherous for someone like Clidno. So I'm just going to keep that to myself and just tell you all that. But that's how I would play it, Pruitt.
Yeah.
Be like, lead him to the ledge. He'll
Just let him
jump
have
off.
What I do.
Okay.
I just gave him a drink.
Chuck the cards on the screen so chat can see them, and we can pick one together.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So here and here. Zoom back in.
Yeah, I press Z to see them. Christian
Christian
blessing.
blessing and fairy tales.
Nice.
Let's see. So
Several ladies ask you to tell them about something about fairies. You don't have a fairy lore skill set up, because fuck me for thinking that that's relevant to your NPC.
no.
All right.
It
All
would
right.
be by
I
default.
won't,
At
you
least
don't get
3.
to know your fairy lore unless you choose that one, my friend. Then we will discover that together and then make the roll. I won't let you roll what your fairy lore is before you decide. I want you to pick objectively what you think is the more interesting card at this point. So, would you rather have a Christian blessing about this is probably like maybe like the bishop or somebody like that, or maybe even like Father Tathan, who's like the Sarum's priest rather than the bishop of the cathedral of Sarum, being like, hey, you're gonna be Castellan, like I can give this to you, or is this more about you trying to get over your half brother's wife and knowing that you need to get married, and you're talking to and flirting with these people, these other like eligible ladies of Sarum, probably widows, right?
Yeah, I mean,
what are you doing right now? And
there's a lot of empty beds, but
one of the cool things here, Pruitt. I'm cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
But I was trying to give you some things. So, not listed on your sheet though are some, because the NPC sheet doesn't give you these, but there's a list of personality traits that you have that are sort of paired, right? There's like chaste, lustful, energetic, lazy. We rolled a couple of them earlier for Pendragon Knights. And if there's ever a point when you're like not sure about your motivation, or if you would do something like that, you could always like test that as well. Like that's an option. So rather than like deciding for your character, sometimes like if we feel this is out of your character, someone else can suggest it to you. Be like, I don't know, that sounds like you should probably test just, or like my character's pretty just here, I would do this thing, or like I'm temperate here, or that kind of things. And that.
I'm what I love about these two cards is based on what information I know about my character. Yeah. I'm torn between both of them, because one is a boon for my area, my castle and all that. I also need to find a lady, and so I would actually like to roll to see how I would pick. So what do you think?
What do you all think?
All right. Well,
if you're choosing between these things, is it prudent, or
what if I test my love of Ciri, and if I fail, then I will go with fairy tales and go for another lady?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I roll that? My love of Ciri is a 9.
Yeah.
If you just click it.
Yeah, he has an NPC sheet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No. I had the never mind. I had the Twitch chat over where I can roll that. So I was like, I don't see where to roll. So okay, so that. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with some fairy tales. So whether maybe I remember something that I read when I was younger, being the youngest son, maybe I'm a little more well read.
Yes. Well, we're gonna determine this right now,
which is not always the case with knights.
Exactly. So
all right. We did determine your level of your skill here, and the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna roll a d20.
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's roll a d20 then.
All right.
That is the level of your skill.
Okay. So you want me to add that under my skills and passions?
Mm-hmm. Now, I will let you roll this at a +1 because you have your geniality, and this is we frame this as you flirting with the ladies, as this is kind of leading towards that. So it's kind of like more like a flirting test than fairy lore.
Yeah, the choice of story is important. Like you probably want one with a satyr or something, some kind of goat. Really, get the idea across.
I'll tell the story of a young woman who is meant to be married, who gets led astray by a satyr to a feast in the woods, and she has her purity tested time and again, but she comes through it with it intact for her man. but it's full of a lot of racy language and temptation, like the Book of Psalms itself. You have to read each verse and do a Hail Mary in between each verse to stay pure.
And if any of you ladies were like interested, I'd be happy to read these passages with you sometime.
Yeah, because I can read. I don't know.
Unlike most people of my man reads.
Looks like we got ourselves a reader.
My man knows his letters. Ooh. Yeah. So go ahead and test your fairy lore with a modifier of +1 because of your geniality. Oh, not enough. Okay. So you're still getting the credit for the card, but it does not go over well. These ladies were not impressed with your storytelling. Oh, where are you going? Come on. I thought I did a great
stay
job.
to the end.
Yeah.
It's about the allegory.
The allegory. Look, I know I spent a lot of time on talking about the prequel, but this one's really good.
No, it's important to know the context.
It's the context and the backstory.
Is in the prequels, the Queen of Air and Darkness has the high ground.
There you go.
Choice.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's all right. You still get the token 1 extra geniality / glory at the end for choosing that card. Gorthrin.
Oh,
Orthon has to succeed at a chaste roll in order to do anything but flirt.
Hey!
Oh, I forgot.
My man. Gorthrin is renowned for his lustfulness.
It's renowned first. It's only the first round, but we'll see.
He's a spicy
like-
like.
ow.
Come on, Dice. Where were you earlier? So he passes his chaste. meaning-
Somebody told you need to be on your best behavior.
Yes. But maybe
It was Gareth.
Gareth.
Yeah.
It was Gareth. As soon as I saw you in that
More people
fucking
in
outfit, I was like,
No, you're not going 3 buttons deep. No, not today. You're not doing the deep button.
Let me be my own man.
Gorthrin, let me be very clear. The only meat that's being served at this is the roast salmon and whatever other courses. You are not serving these ladies.
This is Easter, is it not? This is the day of
Jesus.
whatever Father Tathan said, the resurrection. Yes, I remember. It's the big one. He says with his
Good to see you, lad.
religion.
Like, I reach all the way up to tap on the
There he
shoulder.
goes. I'd never want to make a fool of myself or anyone else.
Well, neither did I at your age. Didn't stop me.
Gorthon might have been there at some of those.
That's true.
Did you just
playing
draw a
with the-
lady's favor?
I did just draw a lady's favorite.
A lady knight. A lady needs a knight to challenge another knight to a contest of honor.
Yeah.
Choose orate, singing, or play.
Yikes.
Look, Gorthrin likes the ladies, and the ladies like Gorthrin
You
too.
do. Yeah.
Oh.
It's big. He's not.
You
terribly
volunteered for
bad
this
looking.
before you knew what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure, I'll do it. Oh shit. I don't know how to dance or sing or orate. Actually, between those, he's best at orating. At a 3. So that's what I'm going with. 15%. Let's do it. Nope.
All right. To determine your rival skill is going to be a 2d6 plus 8.
Guaranteed 10.
Yeah.
14. Do you have a rival already in mind?
I
Or
possibly
you
from
don't.
being bullied. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure he has, right?
You
He was
are.
bullied.
You're 18, right?
19. If this is
19.
505.
Okay, I found a 19-year-old knight that will fit for you. Just stand by a second. Here you go. 19. The first one I found. Here we go. I just walked right past him. It is Sir Kolfuk. He has a stooped physique with a wide face and sunburned skin, and his voice is whispery. He is stoic but bitter. He is renowned for his laziness.
Beast, man.
But he also has a very high, this skill doesn't exist, but I roll a really high romance skill, so I'm gonna replace that with flirting. So apparently this guy has a way with the ladies, so it makes perfect sense that he's here and roped himself into a competition. He's like, oh, so you know your way with your words here? You're not just a big old sack of meat.
He has
Swirls
that
wine
volume of
passively.
That's the best you've got.
He knows how to talk at just the right volume, where you always end up leaning in to hear him a little bit better.
Yeah,
it's great when flirting. Yep.
He's giving me that big, like, not like cult leader, but he's sort of like the leader of the group of, like, beat poets. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy.
Yeah.
He went to Dartmouth, you know, that kind of vibe.
What are you even doing here? I love
He's
this
that
name.
guy from Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him some apples.
He's his father, he's set to sort of like as far as hopefully with Rofus here, if things work out, he's going to become the head of Chalk Manor, which is down near Ebble. And he rolls, survey says he succeeds.
He succeeds.
So he whips out, please let us not make, please don't take me at my word for, I'm trying to think of some Shakespeare shit about like, vows made under wine are, flaky as fuck kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Nothing in this road is free, but for you ladies, all you must pay is attention.
Well, I guess that's better than mine. Just like
No,
to
be
cheers.
fair, none of the ladies are super impressed, but the ladies have been sort of roped into his net of lackeys, and that gravity is too big for you to pull them out of. So you do not win that lady's favor. Although there's sort of like this sort of eye back and forth kind of thing happening with one of them in the script that we'll describe later.
Sure.
But it just doesn't materialize.
So
right now, at least.
So I get -1 geniality, but got 1 from the cards, so it's just cancel each other out.
It's a
Correct.
wash.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Better than negative glory.
God, can you imagine leaving a feast with less glory than you did when you came in?
It'd
That
be
would
like
suck.
waiting tables and owing the restaurant money when you were done.
Indeed.
Yikes.
Not that
So
that
yeah.
ever happened to me or anything.
Notable guest not listed up here. Sir Blaine's, the steward of Levcomagus, is here. Levcomagus? I think it's Levcomagus,
Levcomagus.
right? Levcomagus. Yeah.
Earl's
his
old rival?
Yes. He's not here. It's very clear. Like, you can do some more intrigue tests to know why he's here, but like Gareth, you know this for free. Your intrigue's high enough, and you know after talking to him that he's here as sort of like, as the Duke's man, Duke Ulfius of Silchester, to be like, hey, how's it going over here? Is everything smooth? You know, do you need an adult? No. Okay. You guys are settling out. Okay.
Okay.
But there's also gossip to discover as well. So don't think I'm leaving you here on a limb.
No worries. Lot of singing in this feast so far.
Hey, singing is your forte.
options. It is, which I like. I'm trying to choose between the 2 singing ones.
An unknown lady asks you entertain her during the feast. Ooh, spicy.
Before you intrigues me, let me check to see what my recognize is, because it's the thing. My recognize is not good.
It's
The thing about some of the cards is like, that's really interesting, but if I only have like a 5% chance of seeing the cool thing, it's actually not that cool.
correct. Singing session. A group of ladies ask you to sing a love song. I mean,
Is that it?
love song would be great.
Okay, so I'm choosing between geniality as a reward or a check to singing as a reward. I like center stage. I like this. I like it specifically because I know what song I have in mind. You may recall one of the first Easter feasts after Erwin and Gareth fought the giant, right? Gareth wrote a song. What's that? Yeah, when we got Excalibur and stuff, the Goat Hill.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah,
The
and
deep cut.
I sang a song and got some extra glory for it. I think Garrett's gonna sing that same song.
Ooh. Layered from all of your experiences since then.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't know that this is like a well-known song anymore. Right? That was decades ago. I succeed. Okay.
It's still good.
It's still
not
good.
as impressive as last time. You're not getting your like 25 glory or whatever for critting
Right.
this go around, but it's efficient. An additional +1 geniality for it.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Clapping, ringing of glasses. So Pruitt, by the way, so part of feast here that happens at this time period is that everybody brings their own glasses and their own silverware because it's like a flex. Like to have like this, like you customize it as part of your family. It's another thing, just like you would have like a legacy sword or something like that. Like your cup, your like what you drink out of is just as important. It's just as much a flex.
I mean, then Clidno would bring his father's set.
Yeah.
I mean, in his mind, he is the next in line. So he is going to take his father's place. So he might as well go ahead and show that confidence.
Oh yeah. So like this is like Easter Day feast. You would know that like the following week or so is sort of when everything gets ratified. The new round of squires being knighted, right? All of the posts and all the appointments will be happening in this time as well. So this is kind of like that awkward formality time where you feel like you already are, but the paperwork hasn't been signed or anything like that yet. But it's in your heart, and so just bringing that with you is totally
HR is still processing that I-9.
It's, as it
Thank
goes.
you. Wow, perfect timing. After his failure with the ladies, hang on.
Yeah.
I believe that Clidno would.
One of your buddies there, right? Not to cut you off, sorry. It's just like one of your buddies, like, hey man, I know the best thing to do in this moment, and like fills up your wine.
Just like that.
Yep.
And what he's actually going to do is go and have a drink with his half brother using his father's chalice.
Oh man.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Good. Push that button.
In my family, we call it poking the bear. That's when someone does some shit like that.
Yep.
Poking the bear.
Grip it and rip it, baby. State.
I'm gonna throw that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. And
awesome. So are you going to try to drink him? Drink him under the table? Is that the play?
Libno, I would think that. I mean, everybody drank in this time.
Yeah.
So, he's younger. He's been drinking. His older brother is older. So he's
older than you for like 6 months.
Oh, never mind. That's still older.
Yeah, it's true.
At this time, that's basically like 10 years in our time.
He's always made it clear that he's older than you, right? That's why you hate him so much, even though you're like 6 months apart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, definitely.
Obviously,
yes.
different mom situation.
Yes, I get my drinking genes from my mom. So,
which you've certainly said to him before.
Yes. Yeah.
If you would remember those nights.
Have a civil drink with him and try to, not necessarily challenge him outright to like a drinking game, but like a low key, trying to get under his skin a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Lord Rofus likes me more than you. I'll be plain. But you're getting the titles. I don't want them. They're yours.
Yes, they are. By right.
Yes. You know, like he's trying, like he's not trying to be aggressive towards you, and you're being like aggressively defensive, which I love so much. Right? He's like,
Hey, seriously.
you let the cat in the feast. I'm a cat.
My cat. Oh, look at that cat.
Yeah,
there you
What a
go.
beautiful cat.
Look,
This is
Beautiful
Katara.
chaos engine.
what a
I know,
great name.
Look, she just did a line of coke. She's got the coke nose
Amped up.
all the time, but she is a sweetie. This cat plays fetch. This cat plays fetch more than any dog I've ever known in my life.
Wow.
What?
Yeah,
Cat.
it's apparently a Russian blue trait. Like they love to play fetch.
Oh.
It's on the Wikipedia, so it must be true.
I read it on the wikis.
But yes,
Yeah. So he's so like when you assert yourself, and be like, yeah, they are mine by right. He's like, yes. I don't want. Listen, I don't want this to get awkward between us. With so much has happened and so much to come. You know, do you remember when we were 8? Do you remember how we would just throw stones at the dog? I want to go back to those. I want to go back to that time with you, man.
those simple days of throwing stones at dogs. That hurts my heart. My
I know, I'm
contemporary
sorry.
heart
I
can't
don't-
take it.
Medieval.
Remember we used to
for what
nail
it's
cats to the fence post?
Yeah, for what it's worth, medieval fucking games were weird, and that's actually not out of line. Like, there's some weird
Oh,
shit.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
nailing
seems
the cat to the
perfectly
fence
normal.
post is a real thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to headbutt it to death.
Yeah, like, there's some weird things. But, yeah, so... well,
Well,
listen,
it has been a rough year, to be sure. But
look,
perhaps we can start tonight.
I'll drink to that. Clink. Now, do you think Wessex will be returning next year?
Just so I know, is Wessex the people who just attacked us?
Yeah, there are people who
Yeah.
just attacked us. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what do you think?
Well, we bloodied their nose, but I'm sure they know they got the best of us. I think it's an assurity.
Well, even more of a better cause to celebrate this year. Because who knows if we'll be together the next Easter.
God willing, we will.
God willing. Clink again. You're all right, you know? And, yeah. He doesn't get much, like... There's just a tasteful amount of just drinking and kind of camaraderie. You have made steps to reduce your hatred towards each other as you reach common ground.
Yeah, actually, him pointing that out, the fact that so much of our family has been taken recently, that might have actually maybe got through his armor a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I don't know if you think you're going to be Marshal. And, like, now all of a sudden, like, that goodwill starts to go, like, wait a second. Because you know how it is with brothers. You know, it's just like, there's... And he's like, well, practically... I mean, just like... Come on, we're... I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean... Come on.
Yeah. I'm just better at battle. It's like it's not a big deal. I'm just better at battle.
Marshall can delegate.
Look, you know, forget I said anything.
Mm-hmm. I was going to look for a new sheriff, and I had you in mind, but maybe I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if that's a thing.
all right, that's
It is.
that's fair. Yeah,
The sheriff is the Shire's Reeve.
yeah. Technically, the Shire Reeve would be appointed by the Earl, but you would kind of have it as well. Like, you're basically the middleman. Like, you're a vavassor. You're a vassal of a vassal, where you're kind of responsible. You have your own enfiefed manors around you. What you kind of hate though is that your brother's manor that he lives in, Buckholt, is not your manor. That belongs to Lord Rolfus and the Earl of Salisbury's manors. That's not part of yours. So you can't kick him out, even though like part of his money goes to you and that kind of stuff. The way feudalism works is just convoluted and annoying, and you know he has immunity from you.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So he will flex it when he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
So is Pruitt rolling to see how drunk they get?
Yeah, I think that's the answer here.
So we're rolling con?
Better yet, we roll a stat called Temperate. First thing, Temperance. Yeah, I know.
It is NPC. It's the NPC sheet. Keep forgetting that.
What you're going to do here is, because you don't have some stats listed out at 16. Every knight has a few stats at 16. You're known for your just. So your just is one of those. Now, would you say your Temperacy would be the next one? Temperate would be important as Christians because the closer you are to there's sort of like a 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! 5 parts of the Exodia that you have to form to get extra armor called like your Christianity bonus. I think Temperance is one of those. Are you known for your temperancy?
I would say I see in the chat here it's temperance versus indulgent. Yeah. I would not say that Crido is a indulgent person. Like, I mean, could have spent 5, only spent 2. So he'll go a little way. So I would say he's more temperate than indulgent.
Okay, let's say you're 12. So you have a temperate of 12.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll one of my stats. That's a 12 then.
Yeah, works for me. And I will also roll. So obviously I don't have Kinfan's one, and the only honorable way to do this will be the 2d20 approach. So I'm gonna do the d20, and then roll the other d20 will be what I roll against. Okay.
Shit.
Well, dude.
All according to plan.
Well, he's historically renowned for his fucking intemperance.
Yeah,
he's not gonna.
A fuckboy.
Yeah, he's not gonna fail that at all. But let's see what happens. Does he crit it? Who knows? Oh, oops. No, but he's also succeeds. So none of you get super drunk.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's all.
Never mind. I thought that was a bad thing for him. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, I thought that was his role, and you were like, I'm not even going to check what the stat is because it's not fail.
Oh, no, it's the 2d20. So the first one is the stat, and the second one is the other one. So he's clearly, in the year between, he has been downing alcohol.
Yeah, he's always a drinker, so it makes sense.
Nice. Shame. So Pruitt, you get 1 geniality for just being near the salt, and then because you passed your indulgent, you get a second one.
Yep.
Now that first geniality, you said that was 1 per round?
Yeah. Yep. It's like an auto thing, and there's 3 rounds of the feast. This is the second round. So like each turn, right? Kind of like D&D, right? Like everyone gets a turn and a round of initiative.
Right. And so now I'll get a second just for the drinking. Now,
yeah.
Is that per round or a static?
Static.
+1?
That was your action for the turn that accrued you that geniality.
Gotcha.
By hanging out with your step brother, half brother, and trying to make amends, and yeah, that was nice.
Got it.
Gorthrin.
Gorthrin's gonna flirt.
Oh, hell yeah!
It's Die Hard.
Flirtrin.
I love it.
The question is, do I want to call on his honor? Because that's the closest thing I could think of. Like, I would say if proud was a passion, I think that would be what he's doing.
Yeah.
But there's no love of self as a passion.
No. It could be his honor. His honor.
Out,
Yeah.
I think, because I remember we had these talks early on, because I pushed honor pretty hard for Gareth early on.
Yeah.
The idea is like it's both the standard you set for yourself and how much you feel you live up to that same standard, which is how you can have someone with a high honor who's also like very cruel, because to them they're living up to their own standard.
That says some stuff about Erwin, but
how you see yourself. Yeah.
That's dead men tell no tales.
Part of me wishes that the game did honor a little differently in that way. Like, you should have 2 reflections of how you see yourself versus how others see you.
How others see, yeah. I found honor much more of an outwardly focused thing.
Yeah.
How others see you, but it's a regard for how others. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely. This is part of that.
And I think that's the part that Pendragon is trying to capture. It's not necessarily how strongly you feel about your actions. It's how much your actions are aligning with your apparent standard or the external standard.
I'll push back on that. 'Cause I don't think that's true.
Okay.
And the reason for that
this
is,
discussion before.
well, the reason for that is if you fail your honor test, you go screaming into the woods. That's not a performative action. I'm not performing
it is
being an
it's a
hermit in a
passion.
year.
You get
going
well.
nuts,
Hold on,
you know
no.
what I mean?
Performative doesn't mean insincere.
Oh yeah. It's performative because it's for others as well as yourself.
Oh,
but
you
you're
mean
right. Yeah, if you failed your honor roll, like if you tried to call upon your honor and you found it wanting, it was not there in a time when you needed it, then I could see that inducing melancholia or madness. Because you thought you were this person, right?
Right.
You thought you were courageous. You thought you were whatever. And now you've been shown not
Instead,
so much,
you got
man.
dunked into the pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? All right, I take that back. Yeah, thanks, Colin. That's a good point. Performativism doesn't necessarily mean insincerity. The obligations, yeah, I like that. Cool.
Yep. Just means you are aware of the curtain, so to speak.
Yeah. Ugh. That actually makes it even harder. I like that. I actually really like that. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, feel free. You wanna invoke a passion here?
YOLO. Yep.
All right, test your honor. All right, you pass.
Nice.
You're getting plus 10 to this roll for this scene for your flirting.
For Prue's benefit, in Pendragon, in addition to having your traits, which are like your sort of internal landscape, you also have your performative values, the things that you say and act as though you believe in. You can call on these to give you uku bonuses. Like it's almost like auto successes. They're really good bonuses if you in such as this test your honor as an inspiration. But if you fail, you get melodramatic as fuck and like
Crit fail
lose
is
yourself in
Imagine,
yeah. If you crit
I've
fail,
heard
you
the
literally
stories.
Yeah. You're like you have a passion of like your love of your brother's wife,
Mhm.
right? Like your love of Carrie. Like technically that's a passion. And I'll like we ask you to roll on that to determine like your actions, and so like that's not necessarily like calling your passion in that way to aid you in a test. That's to help you just decide on what to do. But in this case, Gorthrin was really calling on himself to prove it to himself and others, his ability to literally flirt and like his way and his prowess societally about ladies, you know, or I guess men too. I'm not sure how Gorthrin goes, but
I'm not sure yet. We're going to find out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is he a 51st century man?
Might
Yeah.
be.
Our game is decidedly way more bi than any other Pendragon game to date.
Yeah. I take lustful to be in the most expansive sense possible. It's not just about carnal lust. It's about getting as much out of life as you can.
Mhm.
And he does not shy away from what would otherwise be natural urges. They don't need to be controlled. And the thing is that he knows more about British Christianity than he does his own paganism.
A lot of big Brian Blessed vibes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Big enough to be.
He's going to have a great big bushy beard.
One day.
One day. Please live.
It's actually probably Gorthrin's biggest failing in his life right now is that his inability. He's too young to grow a beard that like of that length.
Yeah, it totally bothers him.
Nice.
He's only 18.
Success on flirting.
It's not there yet.
No.
When he's Garrett's age.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
See.
He hopes.
Where's the outcome of
Good
flirting?
times ahead, yeah?
So, yeah. So you succeeded at flirting, right?
Yeah. I have the page in Book of Feasts pulled
Please
up.
tell me what that means, because I have literally no idea what flirting
Sure
does.
thing.
This
We
is
so
literally the
haven't
first
done
time.
it in forever.
We literally
Yeah.
have never wrote a flirting test in the history of this game. For this part.
It's
So, excuse
four
me.
little paragraphs. Character makes a flirting roll. The player may choose to have their character flirt with a named game master character, which I don't really know anyone that's below the salt that would qualify. Success on the roll grants a flirting check. If I crit succeeded, I'd get 10 glory. If I'm in the same or adjacent seating areas, a success also opens up the opportunity for conversation or further rolls on the character's part, perhaps ultimately leading to a romance. Optionally, and this is what Gorthrin's going to pick, if the player character simply wishes to find a serving maid or squire to fool around with, the game master may allow this option for that purpose as well. A successful flirting roll on the flirtations table, the NPC has to make a chaste lustful roll. For pagans, it'd be 2d6. For Christians, it's a d6 plus 10.
It's Bronwyn. Bronwyn, long hair with the physique of a patrician, and pale skin. Their voice is squeaky. They have a strong hatred for some holding. Minors in awareness. They are honest but cruel. But in this moment, they're largely attractive to you.
Yeah.
So they need to roll to contain themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I succeeded my check. They roll chase lustful.
All right. Chase or anything did not come up as an important skill to them, so I'm gonna roll a d20 and see what it is. If it's like higher than 16, then I'm gonna re-roll. It's a 13, so it's not important. That makes sense to me. So it's under a 13. They pass.
Okay.
So what does this mean? Nothing wild happens, right?
Second base.
Yeah.
If there's that was chased, that your chased wins.
Yes.
All right, so let's see. I believe all
So
it has is provisions for if lustful wins, roll on childbirth in the winter.
It's opposed, so they need to roll lustful because they could still pass lustful and roll higher than a 3.
Oh, that's true. It is opposed. It's chase lustful.
Well, so then I have to roll against a 7?
7.
A 7.
Yeah, because if their chase is 13.
No.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if I should. It's all right. It's fine. It's just Easter.
Lord isn't the only thing that raised tonight.
I love this in context of what Gorthrid just said to Gareth. Be like, yeah, no, I know it's Easter, and then cut to Gorthrid be like, it's just Easter.
It's just Easter. Come on. They do this every year. Yeah. Your lady's not going to find out. I don't know what this means.
He passes lustful, so like, you don't have to worry about kids or anything. It's only if you failed it, right?
Yeah.
The Book of Feast says if lustful succeeds, and that's it. It doesn't say anything about chaste after the make a chaste lustful
so
roll.
He succeeded at lustful. So what happens?
The game master character is amenable to a bit of fun in the stables or some out of the way area. The player character misses the next round of the feast, and as appropriate, remembers to roll childbirth in the winter phase.
Okay.
It probably means there's some snogging in like an alcove, but you're not missing the next part of the feast, and it doesn't really get further than that.
I could see that. Yeah, it's not a full.
Yeah, exactly. It's just some smooching in the hallway. It's not maybe like an outside smooch
Now
on the
Gorth's
balcony.
blood is up.
PG-13.
They don't have
PG-13.
they don't have a full tilt in the joust.
Thank you. There he is.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm wondering for the final round of the feast whether I actually don't draw cards, even though I love drawing cards.
Colin, we all know what you're going to choose.
But there's work to be done.
But there's cards to be drawn.
You could be partying, man.
You know what? I'm actually gonna roll something real quick.
God.
No, I'm not gonna roll it. My energetic is 19. I can't not do the thing.
That
So I'm gonna
feel
draw
when
a
it's the year 505 and you're making out with a cutie, and then they say we should go back to the feast.
All right.
You're not even a knight yet.
Is this? Oh my God, King of the Bean.
Did you get King of the Bean?
Well, yeah.
No, those are the grippers. Those are like keeping your hand.
Oh, those are keep. Okay. Romance. Some guests converse
Angry
about love. They
dogs.
want to know if. Okay. King of the Bean. That's
Angry dolls.
Alright,
What's
then, Angry
what's
dog.
the Easter King of the Bean? That's a little weird. You dress up as Jesus? Like, what the fuck? I have literally no idea. The one time you came in as the questing beast when you chose that one, which was good.
Yeah. This time, I think I'd come in. I think I am going to take King of the Bean. That's just really good. I love the King of the Bean. Who doesn't want to be King of the Bean?
+3 geniality.
No idea what this is.
This is like, you're kind of like the fool for the night.
Okay.
The mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time it was just kind of a drunken thing. I think this.
Oh man, in the movie of this is literally foreshadowed really subtly during the conversation between you and Lord Rofus when you're here. Like when you got in there early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like some sort of like hint that this is going to happen for this part of the feast. Anyways.
Yeah, so this is a chance to contextualize the feast aesthetically. Like, what is the theme of the feast? I think that we want to like play up Salisbury. Does Earl Roderick? Did that family have like some heraldic device with an animal on it at all?
No, it's just stripes of blue and yellow.
Ooh, I got it. If we're doing callbacks,
Bunny costume.
The Saxon pig.
Hey, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, after the Wessex. Yeah, it's something involving. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Saxon pig.
I like that.
So I play the Saxon pig.
That's a great touch, Colin. You should get extra glory for coming up with that. That's fucking chef's kiss,
I get
man.
I get
25
10 glory for being King of the Bean. So
we get an extra 25 for coming up with that. That's rationale for this card because that's fucking brilliant.
Dope.
There's nothing to be rolled, right? You just get to keep it.
Yeah, and if it were the
So
first
smart.
round of the feast, it would kind of fuck with me. But no, this card was made for me.
Yeah. Last round.
It's a fantastic callback. Sorry, Pruitt. Yeah, there's so much. I realize sometimes, Jim, Colin, and I were talking about things that happened like 20 sessions ago that I've just returned. So I'm sorry, man.
Oh, it's all good, man. I understand.
All right. Yeah. Damn, dude. Look at that pile of glory. Good job, Sir Garrett.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I imagine this sort of goes along with like a bard song almost, right? Like, there's some sort of like story about how we slew the Saxon pig. You know, there's like kind of like a common song of this. Maybe even going back to that year of Mercred Creek, or if not earlier.
Yeah.
Right, about this, and it's sort of like a reprisal of it as just a celebration of our success this past year, and keeping Salisbury alive. You know, kind of ignoring the cost there, but playing up the pride of it all. And the fact that you remain as the pig, I think there's sort of like that. This is really why you get the glory and why you get the geniality, right? Because you're seen as like one of like the last like great leaders who still survived, right? And like you still kind of like take this sort of like joke position here, right? To introduce a little levity. It's such a great idea. Yeah, man, fucking Battle of Mercred Creek is literally 20 years ago.
Oof. Cool.
Wow.
All right, that's me. That's me. That's the King of the Bean. I think Clidnell.
Oh.
Yes.
I just imagine. I'm just before you go. I think there's like one more part of like I just can see Angerid's face. You know, just being like my fucking husband, my fucking spouse. You know what I mean? Like there's just a nice thing between your partner and you.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Brew.
Oh, it's all good. All right, I'm just gonna draw because that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's see here.
Press Z to zoom him in.
Ah, there we are. All right. Let's see. Story requests.
Story request. Lady requests you to tell a story. Ooh. You don't have orate listed out. You would have to roll for that.
Yeah, I only have fairies.
And then a knight is struggling to compose a love poem, and you help them. You also don't have that one.
Don't have that one either. Well, hey, I was working on the ladies earlier. I'm just going to continue now that I've had a little liquid courage.
Yeah, you got that geniality. That's kind of what geniality is.
So
I mean, it's literally supposed to be like as the party goes on, everyone loosens up.
Yeah. Oh wait, where did it go?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just too zoomed in. Cool. Well then, yeah. I'm gonna do that. Do I have Warrate?
No. You have to roll for it. Roll a d20. That will be your stat. Then you roll again for the actual test.
On you son of a bitch.
This is the 2d20. Well, you'll be adding at least a 3 to it for your geniality.
4
Oh, really?
the card.
4, oh yeah, for the card. Yeah, so it's a 12.
It's a 12 total?
Yeah, it's a 12 total, so it's an 8 modded by 4, whichever way you want to do it.
Okay. Well, I mean, but my base stat is 8 or is it 12?
Your base stat is 8.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I have a mod of 4.
Correct.
I just want to make sure I read it down on my sheet correctly.
Hey, no, thanks for asking. Good.
Well, cool. Well, in that case, let us roll an Orate with
Slightly better than a 50-50.
Ah.
You fumbled it!
Oh no.
Oh no! You make a fool of yourself. She laughs and tells her friends you -5 geniality. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
God, what have you done to me?
Hubris.
Oh, no.
This is fantastic.
That
A
really
feast
is.
fumble is really the best.
All right,
It is.
For what it's worth,
So much better than a battle fumble.
Jim ate so much shit for like the first 5 feasts in
At least.
in his life, at least for
God, they
Erwin.
sucked
Before
so
Girth-
much.
yeah, before
Here is the only
So,
blessing.
welcome.
I have already gained 5 geniality
yeah.
in the previous 2 rounds. So I broke even at the feast.
No, you because you get 1 geniality for this last round, so you will get 1 geniality at
okay.
the end of the.
Well, I mean, no, I've already added all that up, like in my little thing. I've already added, I got 30 for the rounds. I got 10 for the first, 10 for the second, so that's 50.
No, you got 20 for the second because of your drinking gave you an extra 1.
Oh,
The action gave you an additional geniality, so you are getting a net of 1 here.
okay. Well,
Very good.
but I'm a failure at love. Maybe it's because deep down I wanted to fail because I know the woman that was meant for me. She just happens to be occupied at the moment.
Dude, if only Erwin was around to tell you how that feels.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oof.
Yeah. All you have to do is wait for their husband to be.
To go to Malahut and
Wait
have
half a decade.
sire an
Adulterous.
unborn child. Wait for a decade. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There's a
Move them
lot.
from their nunnery window.
Go through 2 additional spouses. There's a lot. Oh.
Occult Manor will be mine.
God, this literally is like, you start like, God, you make a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yes, I meant my last line was meant to be, and you know that you're the best. And I said, and you know that you're abreast.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
oh heavens!
Really.
Pearl clutching ensues.
God,
fantastic.
that is amazing. Gordon, high vindicator in chat. Oh yeah, well I already have a girlfriend. You don't know her because she's in Northumbria.
A Canadian
We
girlfriend.
correspond. Yeah, look at the correspondence.
We correspond by Raven every fortnight.
My
She
Northumbria
sent me this-
girlfriend.
She
She's
sent me this
real.
girdle. She sent me. I saw you buying that girdle in London. No, you didn't. No,
It's a different girdle. That was
a
for
different
my mom.
That
I was buying a replacement.
Oh.
I was gonna send
this
her a
one.
girdle.
Since she sent me this one, I sent one to her as a replacement. That's what you saw.
Oh.
Ooh, host passes by. You got a host card.
Passes by. Host card. All right. The host comes by and speaks with you about a topic dear to your
Oh, this
heart.
is awesome, Lord Rofus.
Strongest passion.
Now, Gorthrin, I know you are a little. I know you carry your something about your father, right?
Mhm. I'm my own man.
Gary, yeah. Well, be that as it may, please. I require some advice. And let's frame this about I don't know. What's your highest passion?
His highest passion is honor. Next highest is love, family.
All right. Well, it's gonna be about honor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tie this back to how Lord Rofus is concerned. Here we go. Lord Rofus this is what Lord Rofus is concerned about, and he's willing to spill the beans. It's like near the end of the feast. He's kind of drunk a little bit. He just ends up talking to you. He's like, real quick, hey, come here. If I had to choose between being Earl or another war, if I could save everyone from another war by not being Earl, is that the right move? Like, it's kind of cryptic. Like, clearly he's been thinking about something.
Yeah.
And, like, he kind of only gives you that sort of detail of it, right? And so, like, I feel like your answer will be flavored based on how you roll.
Yeah. Gorth's been thinking about it for a minute. It's just like, whichever one is the most honest to yourself. You decided to do something because someone else. Be honest with yourself. Go that way. We'll see how it goes. I'll roll this down. Now, this isn't invoking a passion. So if he,
No, this
Yeah,
is just a
so
test. Yeah,
sure.
you're not going to go screaming into the woods. No, you're fine. Yeah. So he takes your lesson of being true to yourself to heart, for good or bad.
for good or bad, Gorth was like,
Yeah.
is that the Seneschal?
Yeah.
I'm loving Gorthrin so much. This
Yes.
is such
Amazing.
unintentional
Got done with my
chaos.
tutorial
Yeah.
character, guys. Remember?
Yeah. You do. There's just a natural predisposition to ask and consult with the stewards of Cholderton for advice on what to do about big affairs.
A long history of seeking.
Yeah. Of storied history.
Right. All right,
Well,
so
then
that's,
that would conclude the feast then, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's calculate our glory for this feast. Gareth, let's come back to you because you have 1,000,000.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 110 glory for me from the feast.
Yeah. King of the bean.
King of the bean.
Are you including the flat plus 10 for the bean?
No, but that's on my character sheet.
Gotcha. Fantastic. Sir Clidno.
10.
Yeah! I can't believe you fucking fumbled that card, dude.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
Much as in real life, I have fumbled with the ladies in my younger days.
And Gorthrin.
3. 1 for the successful flirt, and then 2 from that card.
Perfect.
So you got 30.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
We
Can't
kind of
recall
think,
the cards.
I've had some feasts where I walked away with none. There's at least 3
Well,
feats.
There's still
feasts
some
where I
things to
walked away with
happen
nothing.
after the feast, right?
Okay. Yeah, I have something. Gareth wants to kick the tires, as it were, in for Sir Elad's heir apparent.
Yeah. So before like you go off to talk to the Wessex Saxons, there's always going to be sort of like a small council meeting that happens afterwards of every feast for the year to discuss the events of the summer. And there's certainly some things on the docket, things that were not even brought up during the feast this year to discuss. Pruitt, obviously Sir Clidno would be present. All of the basically heirs to be of these the Castellans would be part of the council. You all are, in fact, you probably would be sworn in before this council meeting, like a formally, as part of the deal. So you didn't make a fool of yourself. You didn't overreact. Nothing happens as far as like anyone trying to get in the way of like stopping you being pressed to becoming it. It is your right, and you do inherit your father's lands. You do become the Castellan of Vagon, Castle Vagon. You are the
Nice.
borderlands between the Anglo-Saxons. No, sorry, the Sussex Saxons, and Salisbury, and parts of Silchester to the north. Sir Jaren will be surpassed by his younger sister, Dwinwyn. So she will be here. I'll have art for her next session. Furthermore, Duplan, Sir Ameg's daughter, Lady I don't even know how to pronounce this. Orale? Orale? Orwal? Yeah.
Orwal. I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah, that's a tough one. Kimrick name generators. Proto-Welsh. There was no question that she was going to be inheriting from Duplan, but there is a question about Devise, and Devise will be going to the older uncle, Sir Marin, instead of the younger sibling, Sir Killid.
Oh, Killid the Generous got skipped over.
Yeah. No, it's a different Killid. It's a different Killid, not that generous.
Okay.
You're good. So that's Sir Marin. So there's plenty of people here at the small council meeting for you, Gareth.
All right.
What do you want to discuss?
Well, Gareth is gonna go kick the tires because these are probably a bunch of knights that he's maybe met socially once or twice before, but is more familiar with their fathers. And
Yeah.
So
For many of these, yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just for many of these, yeah, these were not the expected. Like you saw them, you shook their hands at some point, right? But these were not the heir apparents that you were kind of getting used to knowing, right?
Yeah. So Gareth would introduce himself sort of formally to Clidno.
Yeah.
Like, Sir Gareth Withborn Gunnet, Mir Vavasur on the Bourne River. I'm to understand that you're filling the shoes of your father, Sir Elad.
Yes, and God willing, I will do as good a job as he.
Elad was one of the finer minds in Salisbury. I should hope that he taught you well.
That he did. Not expecting to inherit this position, but I hope to fulfill it.
You hope to fulfill it. And what, pray tell, does it mean to fulfill this position?
Well, to protect our lands and see them flourish, free of Saxon influence. To see that the word of God is spread and maintained throughout the land. And to see that all in this area prosper.
All. Not just your lands, then.
A rising tide lifts all ships, does it not?
That may be true. But there may become a day when raiding Saxons would burn your land to save mine. Would you see your lands burn? Think on it. And Gareth is going to, clap
Well,
Glidno on the shoulder.
ladies and gentlemen of the small council, this is Lord Rufus speaking. It has come that we need to appoint a new Marshal of Salisbury. For everyone here, the obvious answer is that obviously, Sir Elad's son would be, but you all would know that Sir Clidno is not the best at battle. There are better ones, but also, is this sort of like a hereditary thing? Is this a meritocratic thing of the council? Obviously, only people of the council could be nominated here. For example, Gareth, you're better than Sir Clidno off the bat. Clidno has a 14 or something in battle.
Yeah. Gareth is gonna like
Who would
look
be-
around
Yeah.
and be like, who even
Literally
could?
anyone here. Clidno has the worst battle out of everyone here.
Oh no.
Okay. But it's not like embarrassingly bad. It's literally like 14 versus 15 versus 16. You know what I mean? Like people
Right,
here are just
right.
like, oh, it's okay. Like, I mean, this is the young crop. Like they weren't really, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily what they were training for, right? This is the contingency of the contingency plan that's currently here.
Name of the crop, baby.
Oh, Prue, I want to just keep throwing your character under the bus and be like, Sir Clidno, who do you think should be Marshal of all Salisbury? Lead the armies in the levies. It was your father's duty.
I love that you're throwing it to him.
Yeah, and just a hard look, not like an angry look. I don't think Gareth is trying to intimidate you, but he's like definitely kicking the tires here, trying to see what Clidno's made of and how his judgment works.
Yeah. A servant fills your wine glass, buying you time, a tactical pause to drink some.
Well, I can understand that you would expect me to want the title to pass to myself, given the hereditary of it. But, Sir Gareth, you're one of the only on this council that has weathered the storms that have lashed this land. I believe that it should fall to you.
Some time ago, I foisted leadership on my friend, Sir Owen, unbeknownst to him, until the very time it was mantled on his shoulders. I thought myself quite clever. It's interesting to be on the receiving end of it now.
It's all on the wheel. It all comes around.
Yes, it does. If you'd have me, I would be the marshal.
What do you say,
This
the
is
rest of you
correct.
council? Yeah, right. They're like, well, there's some murmurings, and he is good enough as any. And if there's anyone to remain, it would be the Dauntless. You do represent, and and Lord Rufus comes over to you and like puts a hand on your shoulder here, Gareth, and says, "You represent the best of us."
No, I represent the best that still remains.
I mean, I feel like, okay, I mean, fine. Have a fucking badass way to end the scene then. There's no way that's getting up. Not up in that line. Cool. So you're going to have to go talk to Wesley Saxon's next session.
Yeah, I figured.
Right? So you're going to do that before you become Marshal, but congratulations on becoming Marshal of Salisbury.
Fuck.
Yeah. That was awesome, Prue. I know I threw you into the deep end here with like hardly any guidance and stuff, and that you were willing to give that up, that you thought was yours, is sick as hell, man. That was a good spin. And by consequence, you have made Gareth Marshal of Salisbury.
Look, if we could keep Prue around and he'll just keep throwing titles at my character, you know, that sounds good. We could do that for a couple more sessions.
Take all of my...
You're my ringer.
Yeah, take all of these houses, please. So, cool. All right. So before we get out of here, though, let's do a mock part of Winter Phase, I think. Or let me ask you, Prue, genuinely, do you think you would be getting married this year?
I mean, I think that probably, given his performance at the feast, he might
maybe
go
not
into a bit of a melancholy, not like full on, but just kind of, he doesn't seek anything out.
Yeah,
he's working on himself.
You're working on.
I'm working on myself. I got some things, but he's gonna just maintain his unrequited love from afar, as like, oh, that's the real reason he failed. He failed on purpose, you know. Maybe he tries to convince himself of that.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, he probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, then that makes perfect sense considering the fiction.
Yeah.
Cool. So then we won't get to do a little snapshot of the future winter phase of your marriage and stuff because you're gonna be working on yourself this year. You'll be dating yourself. Then that will end the session for today because we're at our 2 hours already. Believe it or not. This was awesome. I love y'all.
This was a good session. Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
Very good.
Yeah. This is a game that I have I want to include others into as guests. But part of it is that it's kind of you are missing part of the picture of like this how each scene is sort of this little bit of sand that's going, compiling into a giant mountain, little by little. But I'm so happy and thankful you could be here with us, Pruitt, today, and make a fool of yourself at the feast.
Good.
Hey, I'll be back anytime, man.
Yeah, be happy to return. Like a coda of this tune of Salisbury for Clydno. Yeah, this was awesome.
Cool. Cool.
So we got our glories for this stuff. Plenty has been resolved. Yeah, then I think we do some outros. Let's start with Jim, because we never start with Jim.
Yeah. So I'm Jim. I'm on WebDM along with Pruitt, and you guys probably know that already. I am glad that I got to attempt to pull the sword from the stone. Like, I know there's no way you're gonna pull but I'm not gonna play Pendragon, the great Pendragon campaign, and not have a character that's gonna just, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot, just this thing. Yeah. So that's cool. Very cool. Mostly because Sword in the Stone was pretty much my only exposure to Arthuriana before Excalibur. So very cool. Yeah, I'd love to have Pruitt here. Pruitt is always going to bring it. And so happy to have you here, brother. And I love playing with you guys. I love this game. We all know that.
Yeah.
I love Gorthrin. I'm going to have a lot of fun with him, I think.
Yeah, this was the first real demo of Gorthrin.
Yeah, he's still not knighted, right?
No.
Like, he still hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah.
He's still a squire under Melangel.
He is. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin, Mr. Cool Guy. I do RPGs and RPG adjacent things. If you want to buy some of my garbage little games, you can do so on the link I'll drop in chat, phantomrollbooth.itch.io. The newest game was actually co-designed with my partner, Kai, and it's about surviving Whamageddon. Additionally, I'm doing a little bit longer form stuff on my blog, ofothermeans.blogspot.com, the admixture of other means. It's a lot of wargaming stuff and my thoughts on some design and nonsense like that. So check it out if you want.
That's lovely.
I normally plug my Twitter, but I am taking a break.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Thank you. Now, I saved the best for last. Our illustrious guest, Jonathan Pruitt, the third.
Well, thank you again for having me. I've heard about this game so many times, and I have always just salivated with jealousy at the stories that Jim would bring from this table. So to finally be here, I don't really know what the system's doing yet, but I'm loving playing it and the way it all, like the little vignette scenes that all just kind of add up to a year. I just love the setup of it. So again, I'll be back anytime you want me. But I am Pruitt, one half of WebDM. As Jim already said, you can check us out on YouTube, also on your favorite podcast. We do a podcast every week, and check out our Patreon for another podcast. There's a lot of WebDM out there. And I think I was remarkably restrained today. I did not pun at all during the session because I knew that Salisbury was in danger. And when Salisbury's in danger, you know what's at stake.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You did it. You did it. You did it. Salisbury's
see it coming like a truck in the night.
There you go.
I thought we were safe. I thought someone had inoculated us with penicillin, but no.
Nope, not when Pruitt's around.
No.
He's virulent.
Yeah. There's no vaccine for it.
Nope.
All right. Y'all, Thank you so much. Saragon, Zebra49, your subs, super appreciated. The fact that you all just show up here every week is just, it warms my heart so much that we have fans have been, hey, I just binged this whole thing. First time I'm catching it live, which is just incredible to me because there's so many hours of this on YouTube. To just people being like, hey, this is my first time, versus, people being like, I've been here literally since stream 1 of this, since Karen Gen. It's incredible. You all are super, super nice. Love to get more guests on here too. Yeah, seriously, thank you all so much. I super appreciate it. How everyone comes out here. This is one of my favorite games. This is my favorite campaign I've ever ran, for sure. I'm so happy you all can be a part of it. This amazing journey, this epic saga, with plenty more Arthuriana to come. We haven't even gone to Arthur.
He's
Yeah,
still
we haven't even
running
gotten to
around
the Boy
in
King,
diapers.
right?
Yeah, we're not even at the Boy King yet. So we have
He's
we have
born
so
in
much.
He's
born.
497?
He was born.
497, right?
He's
When
born.
the Tintagel situation,
That's right before Lindsay.
yeah, after
Yeah.
you guys with fighting the Duke in Cornwall and stuff. That's when he was born.
494, 493?
Something
Or
like-
something.
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah. The
Merlin.
the escorting of getting Merlin out of that situation, the baby falling into the hands of Syagrius. This is all part of this great story, right?
Yeah.
The deal that Syagrius made with Merlin. Like, this is
And
all
every year we were like, nope, not going to
Yeah.
follow up on any of that.
Yeah, there were
Yep.
yeah. So there was a lot of things that happened behind the scenes that like I never really got into. Like, for example, I stated this is something from that I stole from Stephen Lumpkin when he ran Pendragon for me, was how it's not like a rape scene between the Arthur or Uther and what's her name in Ygraine in there. It's way more agency focused, but like it never came up, right? There's no way you guys would know this, right?
No.
So it just never came up. But just so Joe, that's canonical of the way Stephen did it. It's the way I'm doing it, and I have some plans for the way Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere also will work that I'm excited to do. So I'm super excited.
I think the thing that I'm most excited for is the slow trickle of names we
Yes.
the players really know. The first time we meet Sir Kay, I'm just gonna shit myself. Like,
Sure.
So I'm so glad you brought that up, because part of last week's prep of me generating characters was me going through the fucking book, looking up all of the people who are on the round table, where they were born and when, and how old they should be, and whether or not they're coming up in the next couple of years or so as like squires to so and so. And we're almost there, believe me. It's just that these kids are fucking 7 years old right now.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like but
That's so weird
all
to
of the
think
round
of.
table kids are children right now. They are. Like, they're in the world. This is
Mhm.
part of the game. Yeah. So it's fun. So yeah, it's wild. I love this shit so much. All right.
Good stuff.
Anyways, y'all, thank you so much. This has been Year 505 Part 1. Next week we should be good for assumably, fingers crossed, that we'll be back Monday, 2 hours. This will be up on YouTube either tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. So if that's how you want to watch it. But y'all, seriously, thank you. And we'll be out of here. Bye, everybody.